guy.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
Ryan.
badmouth Jason.
Sorry. Yeah, you know, Jason finally followed me back like yesterday after he saw your tweet, and then he
I'm
like
so
was
mad
like,
about that.
he like messaged me. He was like, "I'm so sorry for." I was like, "It's okay." I was like, I was like telling him like
Yeah.
Sashi never followed me back for like so many months, and then I had to like
Oh
call him
yeah.
out.
It's so funny how that happens. I forget there was someone else too who was like, I swear I was following you because the amount you see each other in your feed, right?
Yeah,
It's really I don't know, like the algorithm just goes that way. Jason's in the chat. What's up, dude? Thank you for jumping
Jason.
in. We're just
Jason's
talking
telling
about
Ryan
you.
how you just followed me recently, as of yesterday.
Jason thinks he's too cool sometimes, you know?
Jason's too famous for all of us.
Exactly. That's really what it is. Thank you for saying it because I wasn't going to, but you know, just blasting this out there. You know, the stream. I mean, Chris is here. What's going on? Shut the front door immediately.
Jason has such a chaotic energy. I love it.
That's definitely like a good way to describe it. I think like he's so energetic and go get it, like mentality and stuff. And it's just like I have the energy, but I'm so think about it. Like I just think more about it. You know.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Jen, you should feel
Definitely
honored.
the
Ryan
same
did his
way.
hair for you. I got a haircut just for Jen's stream. Like yours was, I was in desperate need of it. So you know,
I actually need a haircut too. Actually, I should have done that.
yeah. I don't
Sorry.
know. You need a haircut? Nah, you're good. You're good.
It's getting a little
Tina's in the
long.
here.
I don't
What's going
know.
on? Just thank you. It's long.
It is long. It's long for Texas heat. Like summertime should have gone shorter, but just got lazy. And
She a little too
I
late.
also didn't realize. Yeah, I also didn't realize for a long time how often guys get haircuts. Like girls just like
Oh,
go with months without getting a
yeah.
haircut, but guys go like every week or something.
And that's like the difference. That's definitely partially the difference in cost, I think, because I mean, my guy, I've been going to the same guy for 16 years or so, and I think I pay 45 before tip. So it's not like it's inexpensive, but compared to what previous partners have gone, it's much less expensive.
Oh my God, that's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I guess I'm like a little. I don't say picky, but you know, I like doing it. Yeah, I hate paying for haircuts too. If I could just go clean shaven, I guess I would just to save the hassle. But I like my hair, so I'll stick
Yeah,
with it.
no, it's important. Yeah, especially if you're getting that often, you should have a good haircut.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, like I don't know. It's funny because I could go to like Lemon Tree for less money, but which is like a I don't know if it's nationwide or anything, but it's definitely like a chain around here. And
Lemon,
yeah,
interesting. I don't think I've heard of it.
bi-monthly haircuts, 35 bucks. Wife quarterly coloring. Yeah, the coloring and the cut, and if you get like a blowout or whatever, like it drives up the cost immensely. I guess it also depends where you're at,
Yeah,
right? Like I don't know. I'm in New York, but I'm on Long Island, so it's suburban but populous. So like I don't know where are you at, Jennifer?
Houston, Texas.
Oh, you're in Houston. That's right. You're so lucky.
I don't know about
Um,
I don't know about lucky.
yeah, I mean, I like Houston. I do like the Houston area. My yeah. So Long Island is literally a Long Island off of New York. So if the city's here, Long Island is here, and then the rest of New York is like gigantic.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so Long Island is much more populated than the rest of it, above the city for the most part. Like Jason lives above the city, but people don't remember upstate New York. So yeah, things are expensive here. I do want to move to Texas. Yeah, I think I don't know
I know
where I
it's
want to
hot right
go,
now.
but oh yeah,
It's that's why I'm like right now Houston's just it's just hot. So just I would rather be up north right now for the summer.
so Jennifer, let's start this off. Let's kick it off. Who is Jennifer? What do you do currently? What are you aiming to
That's,
do?
that's a big question. Who is
It's a big
who's
question.
I? Well, um, okay. Well, I'm 27. I born and raised Houston. I went to Austin for college. I was also in San Antonio for a year. Um, so when I graduated, well, I feel like I was like everyone else in college for a lot of people. I went to college thinking I was going to do one thing and then realized along the way that I wasn't didn't really like what I was doing and have no idea what I'm doing with my life. And that was like, but right as I was to graduate, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And I feel like a lot of people felt like that. They were kind of lost. There's a lot of people who switch majors. And I feel like it's a very normal thing. And honestly, if you're gonna ask like someone who's barely an adult what they're gonna do with the rest of their lives, like how are they supposed to know that?
I know, I
Um,
know.
yeah. And then I was always jealous of everyone who like knew what they wanted to do. Like, oh, I'm going to be a doctor, and they stuck with that, and they went to med school, and now they're doctors, which is like really admirable. But I was not one of those people.
Mm,
Um, but I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just do what the path I stuck. So I majored in geography, and then I minored in CS because the College of Liberal Arts required you to pick a minor, and I thought computer science sounded cool. And that's kind of what kind of started my path down like development. Um, Initially when I did computer science classes, I was like, what is this? I have no idea what I'm doing. Like this is so confusing. There's this one class like finally got it to click. It was like a graphics and visualization class. We used a system or this program called processing, which is like Java based. And you're basically
mm-hmm.
making like these like little games and graphics. And like I think after that that finally clicked. And that's probably why I gravitate more towards like front end because like when I see it, it kind of clicks a little better for me. Um, so I minored in that, and then I was gonna do GIS. That's what I thought I was gonna do, which is basically just like mapping systems. And a lot of that is either like you work in government or you work in oil and gas. So Houston being like the oil and gas capital of like the US,
Yep.
there's a lot of opportunities there. So graduated and I started working at this small company for GIS, and I did that for a couple years. And I got to do a little exposure to like programming, like Python, SQL. So I did that heavily a lot, and then I realized, okay, yeah, this is kind of what I like doing, and I wouldn't mind doing more of this. And that's kind of what started my initial like desire to like switch into development.
Mm.
So then from there, I just did a self-taught route. I made a Twitter. I also made a Twitter for NFTs, but that's like a whole other rabbit hole. But I
Interesting.
joined, yeah, I joined Tech Twitter, and Tech Twitter is fun. There's a lot of like a very supportive community. I That's where I met like that's where I saw Shashi for the first time. Mike Chen, who's
Mm-hmm.
the Discord, but no longer has his Twitter because I think he deleted it. Um, and then Alex or Tech Rally was also there, and
Yep.
I saw them on a podcast. No, sorry, not a podcast. I was it like a Twitter stream? They did like something about portfolio, like how to make a portfolio, like devs, and then that's kind of how I got introduced to them.
Oh, interesting. How long ago was that, you think?
Oh my God, that was like almost 2 years now, maybe. And then for a while, I was doing like 100 days of code. I did that like for 4 rounds, and I got
How,
burned out of it.
how far did you get each round?
Well, so I think initially I was like, oh yeah, do 100 days straight. But then I realized like that's just not reasonable. And also like if you stop because you miss a day, like is that really like beneficial for you? Like I think it's okay to miss a day. I think as long as you just get back into it. So
Mm-hmm.
like I would do it'd be like 100 days, but it wouldn't be like 100 days straight. So like maybe for a day or two I would like, have something come up, but then I would just get back onto it the next day. And I think that really helped build the habit. Um, so yeah, I was doing that, and then eventually I got lucky, and I did get a dev job. Um, Had that for about a year, um, but I was getting like burnt out and kind of got lost, and things weren't working out. So then eventually I like left and took like a couple months break. So I took a little sabbatical. Found another job. It's like a Web3 agency where I work now, and
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, here we are. That's is it just,
Nice.
and then yeah, and then obviously working with Gridiron.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? I think it was a long time ago. Mike messaged me. He was like, hey, I'm thinking of making this Discord. Would you be interested in joining? And I was like, yeah, sure. Fast forward like a couple months, and then he was like, yeah, so I'm making that Discord that I talked about, and then joined. And yeah, this Discord has like evolved a lot. There's like a few people first, and then just more people added, and then Tashi made this project, and yeah, now here
Hmm.
we are.
That's awesome. That's a great like path you took, and you got the job already, which is awesome. And now you're part of Gridiron. We'll talk more on that. Um, Roxy's in the chat. Roxy is also from Houston. I know if you haven't interfaced with her at all, I highly encourage you to do so. Michael's on Twitter. I can't respond to Twitter chat unfortunately on because of probably the API. So we'll say hello
Mhm.
here. I liked your point about 100 Days of Code because I think it's a really good initiative and I think it's really powerful because it keeps you going. But I agree with you that 100 days straight is it's really difficult, but I also think it's unhealthy because A, you're going to get burnt out, B, it doesn't leave room for anything else. Like, I don't know, take a day or two. And so when I first did it or attempted it, I also started and failed. Like because I was like, oh man, I missed a day out of 100. 100 days is a long time, to
It's a
do
long
something
time.
every day. Other than like, we wake up, right? We eat daily, most of us. So yeah, I think doing it is great, and I think if you're introducing it to someone now, it's important to sort of like specify the idea of, hey, you can take a day or two. Like maybe don't make it more than 2 to 3 days unless you have, a vacation or God forbid something bad happens, right? But like the idea is the consistency, and that's the whole goal behind it, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just like life, like you don't really know what's going to happen the next day. So you can't just assume that for 100 days you'll have a perfect environment where you can just code every single day. Like stuff happens, like, like vacations or emergencies or life just kind of gets in the way. And I
Or
feel
you
like
just
people are
don't
really hard
feel
on
like it some
themselves.
days.
Yeah, you don't feel like it, you're tired, like just it's like, and then people are really hard on themselves to just like stop because they just missed a day. I'm like, why? Just like, it's okay to miss a day. Just pick it up the next day and then just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with Jason here, giving yourself the appropriate amount of grace if you don't do it. It's super important. Michael on X is saying we're so hard on ourselves when we miss a day. I think it's such a common thing that we run into. So I'm glad that you recognized it and you recognized it pretty early, it sounds like, which was huge.
Yeah, because I think when I ran into like life, like I'm sure there's like something where like, oh, I can't do it. But it's like,
Hmm.
okay, yeah, this isn't reasonable, but I'm not gonna stop because I just missed today. I'm just gonna keep going.
Especially when
Um,
burnout is like such a prevalent thing in the world today, but especially in the tech career, we see it all the time on whatever community you're part of. It's being discussed and talked about, and it's something that I don't think I knew the definition of before I sort of started getting into the tech swing of things. And I also feel like it kind of became more maybe mainstream during the pandemic. People like put a word to it or discovered the word burnout and discussing what it meant. So that's a huge thing that I know I've succumbed to many times, and I'm finally this year have figured out like how to balance myself and yeah, drink water. Drink water is
drink
one good
water,
way, but like
stay hydrated.
just you have to do what works for you. Not everything that works for Jennifer may work for me and vice versa. So like you have to it takes time, I think, and it takes trial and error. Unfortunately, you're going to burn out before you figure out how to balance it all.
I agree. Yeah, I think this year for me too is when I finally learned how to like not be burnt out. And I
Hmm.
think it's just I have like this bad habit of like wanting to do too much and like not realizing it's not realistic and burning myself out because I'm trying to do too many things at once. And just like giving myself some rest. And I think initially in the beginning there was a lot of excitement that I was like, oh my God, yeah, like new career. I was like very motivated and very like driven and everything's like new and you're learning. It's just so exciting. And I think like it's been like 2 years now. Like 2 years into it, I was like, this isn't very sustainable, and that excitement and motivation kind of starts wearing off. And then yeah, I think you
Mm.
realize. I think I talked to Sashi about this. I was like, I had this realization one day. I was like, oh my God, coding is so hard. Like it doesn't get. actually don't think it gets easier. I was like, telling me just I feel like it just gets harder because like the level of problems of like the scale of problems become larger, the difficulty increases.
Mm-hmm.
Like there, and then you realize and then there's the vastness of how much you need to learn, and like to just really understand it becomes like more important. So I was like, okay, yeah, this isn't getting easier. Like I was like, okay, so I need to just relax. Like I need to like know that I'm hitting a limit here because I did burn out a lot, and I think it was just me trying to just cram as much information and learn, and like I don't know why I thought like I was gonna be super expert at a certain time if I just keep
Mm-hmm.
putting it in. But I realize now it just takes a lot of time. It's gonna take a lot of time to get good at it and master it, and I might not ever master it. I just get slowly better at it over time. So when I came to
Yeah.
that realization, I was like, okay, yeah, if it's gonna take time, then why am I rushing this? There's no rush. I can just relax and just like take my time. So I think that mindset really helped.
I definitely agree. Don't click that link, by the way, chat. I don't know if I blocked it in time, but don't click that.
Oh, that
I,
guy, yeah.
yeah, yeah, love it. Sorry, I always got to keep an eye on it. Jason is asking us to hydrate, so cheers. Oh no. And Roxy,
Oh
it's not a
no.
stein this time, but it is a beer pint glass. So there you go. All right. Well then, Jason, that was for you. But all right. So um I think finding that balance was key for me too. So this year has been my best year, and it's funny because I've never done more for myself in this field since that or before that conference. Did you attend that? Considering you're in Texas.
I did attend the Texas one. That was fun. I think it was my first dev conference actually, and it was very chill. It was a good experience, and I got to meet a lot of people that I never got to like. I only met online, so like
Mm.
yeah, it was my first time meeting Shashi in person, Adam, Ellie, uh, got to see Danny again. Um, who else? There's a few other people, but yeah, it was nice to like. I mean, it's fun talking online, but when you meet them in person, you're like, ah, okay, here we go.
It's so nice. It's such a big difference, and it's funny because I didn't really know of many people. I feel like that I met at that conference before going there. So Shashi only started following like maybe 2 or 3 months prior to that Texas 2024. Sarah, Shook Codes, if you know her, like she's another one that I only started interfacing with. Actually, when I won the ticket from Brian Morrison, because she entered for the same one, and she luckily enough was able to get one as well. I think maybe from Shashi, to be able to attend. So yeah, you're right that meeting everyone in person and like meeting Danny Thompson and James Quick, those are like and everyone else that's big in our space that you barely that you don't really get to know. It's great. It's great. Yeah, Roxy
I
said I
agree.
barely met Ryan at that. Yeah, like we I kept seeing Roxy around, and then we spoke for 2 seconds. I think you know.
Wait, were you at the Texas one?
I yes, that's what that's what Jason just said
Oh,
too. That awkward moment you realize you both went to the same conference and didn't meet. I had no idea, and I was
wait,
with Shashi like every night too. So
how did I not see you?
that's what I mean. It doesn't make
All
sense.
right, it's Sashi's fault. He didn't introduce us. I blame
uh,
Sashi.
I definitely blame Shashi. He was too busy. He was giving his talk. He was nervous. I get it. You know.
Yeah, it's gay. He had a lot of things going on. Who's Danny
Hmm.
Thompson?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, that conference was great. I feel like I talk about it every time I'm on here. So I'm on any stream because it's my only tech conference that I've been to.
yeah, but you're gonna render, right?
I'm going to render next year. I already bought my ticket, and whether my job lets me or not, I'm going.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like eyeing the ticket. I'm just debating to go. I think I will. Just like experience it. It seems like the biggest conference.
It seems
Like
rather
London.
large, and it almost seems like it seems part developer party, part dev conference. It seems great though.
It does seem fun. Yeah, and then I really want to go to that again. Um, but yeah, honestly, when I went to that the first time, I was like, there was a, I was still kind of burnt out, I think, when I went, and I was like, kind
Mm,
of not, I don't know, super excited about like coding, I guess. I was even debating if I wanted to do like a little, like if I wanted to try like doing design. There was a few people there I talked about that with. But I think once after that like experience, because it was fun meeting people. I think I was there more mainly to see everyone.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that experience, I like kind of took a step back and like got myself like unburnt out. And then I was like, oh, you know what? I actually do enjoy like development, and I do want to like kind of like dedicate myself to it. So now I'm like, okay, next that conference, I'm gonna be a little more like like energetic, I guess, or more willing to just like meet more people because I didn't meet the
Yeah.
people that I met online, but I didn't I feel like I could have like definitely put myself out there a little more. I do wish I was stayed longer at the piano bar because that just seemed like a fun time.
Okay, so you were at the piano bar. I
I was at
definitely
the piano
somehow
bar.
must have like missed you somehow, or maybe I got there later. I don't know, but I was there like every night, so I really don't know how we did to meet.
That's crazy. I think we were probably in the same room multiple times, but like didn't see each other.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, it's wild too because I do feel like I met so and talked to so many people at that conference, and Austin is small compared to the one in Wisconsin, or it's small to compared to um, Render ATL, and it's just I don't know, wild that I didn't even get to see everyone. Um, I also there's like I have my eye on so many different conferences. There's this Squiggle Conf that's new that's happening in Boston this October, I think, which I would love to go to.
The
Um,
squeakle. The
Squiggle
squeakle.
Conf. It's a brand new one up in Boston that actually Karina is speaking at. Karina
Oh, okay.
INGIS. Yeah. There's All Things Open, which I know a few people are speaking at. Abby Perini, Eddie Vink are both speaking there. And like Tracy Lee at this dot labs, and I think Danny's going to be there too. Like, I want to go to that. That's in North Carolina in October. And then there's Danny's new conference in Dallas happening in November.
Yes, I saw
So
that.
many things, so many things. Do you get to go like does your job, does your employer not just push you to go but like help support you monetarily?
I don't know about monetarily because I haven't brought it up, but they are pretty supportive and very lax. So I think I brought it up to be fine because I did go to that when I was still working. Like I think I was working at that too. There's some if I had some things I needed to do, I would like do some stuff. I think I had to go meeting too near the conference hall, but
Oh wow.
um yeah, I think I think having like a good like a company that helps you like support just like meeting other developers, like growing your skills. I feel like that's always like a good thing.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's part of the reason why I mean like I just want a job in the field because I want to change careers, but having that support and whether it's monetary or not, but just the ability and like, hey, boss, I really want to go to this conference and it's not a conflict of interest, you know? Just it would be so nice. It would be so nice because I want to
Gonna
go to
happen,
the
Ryan.
mall, you know?
Yeah, it's gonna happen, Ryan. Don't worry.
Yeah, it'll happen. Hopefully
Manif
sooner rather than later,
manif
right?
yes, manifest it. Hopefully before render. Although I don't know if they can reimburse you for that. Maybe you pay for like actually I don't know how that works. But once that happens, you can have all the conferences.
All the
Just like
conferences.
just have your long list and like this is where I want to go.
Yeah, it'll be great. I can't wait. So something since we're all juniors in Gridiron, and we're gonna get to what Gridiron actually is. Um, let's pretend we're helping. Well, let's actually try to help other juniors or other people on their learning path, right? Because we're always learning. But I just want to know, what are three resources that you really liked along your learning journey, or that you're using today, even?
Ooh. Um, well, I feel like this one's pretty popular and everyone kind of uses it. The MDM docs. Actually,
Mm, yes.
yeah. Wow, actually it's oh my God, I don't know what it stands for. I'm looking up. I think it's Mozilla. Oh my God, I'm blanking.
Mozilla Developer Network.
Is that what it is? I just know it's MD. Like I know it. I just like should never closely paid attention to like what the abbreviation was. Oh my God, how do
I
I
feel like I
think?
used to know.
Yeah, MDM. What is it? What does it stand for? Moz-
Someone's got to know.
They don't even put it.
I know it's not on their website.
Yeah, it's on their website. Okay, well maybe they don't want you to know.
So
Um,
MDN is a great one for those of you that don't know what it is. It's just basically like the web documentation that explains the specs, right?
yeah, the amount of times I've like typed in the element that I don't know, and of like, okay, yeah, this is how you use it, or this is the attributes you would have. I think I use that probably the most. It's like the first thing you type that pops in when I Google something. If I'm looking for a like specific element or just um, like method or something along those lines. Let's see. Another one would be this one I use a lot. This one I used when I was doing my 100 Daily Code was the Odin project.
Yes, that's another
Um,
great one.
yeah, the Odin project was really good. I never finished it, but it did get me pretty far. Um, and then the third one, let's see. I've actually been using ChatGPT a lot, and it's been very
Hmm.
helpful. um, I think. Well, let's see. When did ChatGPT start getting big? Maybe like last year or
1 or 2 years ago.
this year? 1 or 2 years ago? Yeah. But it wasn't there when I started, and I kind of wish I had it in the beginning. It would have been really cool to see how different that would have been. But just like oh okay yeah, this is a
I
little
was right.
developer network.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, I was like, I feel like that's probably it. But yeah, ChatGPT, I think it's just great. I like if you don't understand something, I definitely go in there and I'm like, okay, how like I try to like have it try and explain it to me because sometimes like there's so many different resources out there and there's so many different kinds of ways people teach stuff, but sometimes it doesn't click with you because everyone just understands things differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to get it until I actually understand it. So like, okay, explain it to me. If the first one doesn't work, I'm just like I ask it again, and then until I finally get it to, or I can finally feel like, okay, yeah, I understand it. That's when I stop.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Googling.
I'm with you. Like, um, and actually, Jason's saying Claude is greater than ChatGPT. I kind of have to
Oh,
agree here. But it,
Claude. I don't think I've heard of that.
yeah, but you also get limited um interactions with Claude per day unless you pay. Whereas ChatGPT, at least it'll like give you, you have limited amounts of the better version, and then it'll dumb it down. Claude is by Anthropic, I think is the name of the company, but I've been enjoying it. But either way, I think any AI assistant tool that has good relevant information, I think, like you said, like you'll use it to explain things to you, and that I think is one of the best ways to do it.
Yeah, I agree. Wait, so what do y'all like more about Claude than ChatGPT?
It seems just to be better.
You're a great salesman, right? Sold.
I mean, come on now. No, it does it seems to have more up to date, more relevant information than ChatGPT in my experience, and it's definitely more conversational.
Okay.
It'll ask at the end. It'll always, if you wanted to explain something, or it'll, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll give you options, and then you can just be like, hey. Give me more of that option. I want to explore that solution or whatever, and it might, and it'll write that stuff out.
I see. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna try. There's like so many AI tools now. It's crazy.
I
Oh
know.
yeah,
Another one pieces, right?
yeah. Oh, I'm actually using Super Maven too, Chris.
Super Move
I'm
is
liking
another
it.
one. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
We
I
have
just discovered there's a chat in there that you can
in
use.
Super
Maybe
Maven.
Copilot had it too. Yeah, like you can like click on the file and then you can ask this question and then instead of like copying and pasting, you just like, hey, this is the file.
Yeah, yeah.
Random.
Yeah, GitHub Copilot's really nice for that. I gotta say, this is only my second month having it, so just wanted to shout out Braden. Thank you for jumping in here, and also since he's on next, we can't actually reply. Um, but he was wondering what your DUPR is. Is that a pickleball term?
There's a pickleball term. Yeah, I met Brayden at that too. We had a lot of good conversations. And then we were trying to play me, him, and Danny, and I forgot who else. We were trying to play pickleball at that, but we couldn't leave. Or find a place to play pickleball that was nearby.
Yeah, yeah.
Duper is basically like a rating for like I guess how good you are in pickleball. But it's like it's not accurate until you play like a certain amount of games. Um but I think mine's like okay, right. It's not accurate, but it's like 3.48 right now. But I'm definitely not a 3.48. And just on the
Uh,
scale, like for duper, 2.5 is like beginner, three is like wait no, 2.5 is like you're new, 3.5 is
mm.
like you're beginner, 3.5 is like intermediate, and then 4.0 is advanced. I think when you get to like five or six, you're basically like pro.
So, what is it out of?
I think it just keeps going. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know what happens after six because you're just pro, and I don't know if the pros just you just keep moving up because you just keep winning, but not at that level yet. So I'm not sure how that goes. But anyways, yeah, yeah, I got really into pickleball. I actually introduced Danny to it. I
Oh,
remember going
really?
to Dallas. Yeah, I remember going to Dallas, and I like okay, yeah, for a while I like knew who Danny was, never conversated with him, but I was like, man, this guy seems really cool. He knew like Shashi and them, so he joined the Discord. And I remember he was talking in it. I was like, oh my god, Danny's here. And
Yeah,
I remember I
yeah.
was like, hey, yeah, I was like, I told him I was going to Dallas, because he lives in Dallas. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, like let's meet up. So I was like, we were talking about pickleball in the chat. I told him to like play pickleball, and so that's his first time playing pickleball with me. We went
Wow.
to the pickleball court. He drove out. I introduced him to pickleball, and then he got hooked. He played like I think he still plays like every day during lunch. So I got him hooked to pickleball, and then I think I went to Dallas again one more time, and then we played pickleball. Every time I see
That's
Daniel, we just
awesome.
play pickleball. Um, okay, yeah, but sorry, I can keep talking about pickleball, but this is
No, that's fine. I was gonna
really
say,
off.
Braden, there's that. That's okay. We have a loose agenda here, and then we just like to have fun. And this is part of the reason why I like this because we are learning more about like the whole goal of this is for me, but also everyone else to learn more about the people behind Gridiron Survivor, the cohort, and I guess the app in this case because we're all behind it. But no, that's so okay. You went to school.
Yeah, because I was
You
like, I
changed your paths.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. I was like, I can keep talking about pickleball forever, but I was like, I don't want to know if
An
everyone wants
avid
to listen to it.
pickleballer.
Yeah, I play pickleball. It's a lot of what is it? It's a good exercise. Like I stopped working out as much for a while, and I used to play tennis. But no, there's no one to play tennis with because it's like hard, and once you stop, you get really rusty. So then I
Mm.
introduced to pickleball, and yeah, I'm obsessed. And then I got Danny obsessed,
That's
and then now
funny.
I'm trying to get
Yeah.
it. And it's my secret mission to get everyone in the Discord obsessed. But
Well,
so
Braden
far,
already is showing you mad respect for getting Danny obsessed. So there's one plus
yeah.
one.
I
Yeah.
think I think yeah. We tried to get Brayden out a few times. I think the second time I went and me and Danny went to go play, we tried to get Brayden to come, but I think something came up, so he couldn't go.
I know Braden had a hell of a first half of this year, so like he or someone in his family was probably sick, and he was just dealing with it. I think.
Yeah, I think his son might have been sick. But that's
Yeah,
why that's why we had that conference. We tried to play, but it
that's
never
awesome.
happened.
Oh yeah, Braden said
Yeah.
they just had their second kid. That's funny.
Mm, yeah, that's probably it. Yeah,
I'm gonna
it, it's
we're gonna snooze ads for 5 minutes first before we go on. Um, but we're gonna steer this back a little bit since we did mention it a few times. And this is my favorite question for everyone so far. Is in your own words, what is Gridiron Survivor the app?
Like seriously, or just like
Yeah, as
okay.
if you're interviewing with someone. What is Gridiron Survivor?
I don't know if you were doing the joking way, like everyone calls it like um sport ball or something. Are they like, did you want the joking answer? The serious?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. What is it in your own words? She's stalling here, obviously. You know.
Oh, I wanted to call it sports ball because everyone calls it sport, but it's not it. It is a football survivor app. Um, you basically enter like a league and you pick teams and you basically just try to survive until you're the last man standing. And yeah, I feel like that's like in essence how I would describe it. And I was like, pretty sure that's it, right? Am I wrong?
So if you were in a job interview talking about Gridiron Survivor, is that the answer you would give?
um, no, that wouldn't have been the answer. That was
And so obviously, like, yeah, you have a job in tech already. You're in here to expand your skills, right? But I have this question on here for exactly that reason. So this series started just after I had my first interview for a job in tech. Obviously, didn't get it. That's okay. Um,
oh, they asked you this?
I had to talk. I talked about Gridiron because that's the biggest thing I could talk about, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
where I'm getting the experience. So yeah, and I said I need to get better at this. So part of what I'm doing with everyone is crowdsourcing the best responses
Oh,
for
well,
my
I
own
just
good.
botched.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Oh
no,
my bad.
realistically,
I totally just this is it. I totally botched. Well, I botched
no,
everyone's
and that's okay. Like,
like sports
you didn't
sport.
see Chris's. No offense to Chris, but Chris knows he fumbled.
Oh, really? What did Chris say? Wait, I want to know.
Chris like just froze, if I remember correctly, and like didn't know, like he couldn't put the words to it. So it was really funny.
Chris.
Jason, yeah, I hate you. He says, yeah, I hate you too, bud. It's okay. Nice football pun. You're very welcome for that. No, I didn't like. This is why it's a good question. We're in a friendly environment right now, and if you like, again, this is my main talking point. This is going to be a big talking point for most people in Gridiron. You need to be able to convey it, right? So that's why I ask it. But yeah, so like you said, it's an app for a football survivor league, and I think Jason had it best last week was our talk. I think where he didn't try to explain what a football survivor app is, but he talked about the app itself, and I think
Mm,
that was a good way.
I see.
Guys, I'm out of water. I can't. I'm done. No more for the.
Mm. Have you been
Um,
chugging on this stream?
No, I have a Twitch like redeem. You can redeem channel points for me to drink water. Um, but Jason asked me to chug it, so I chugged it.
So when do you have to go to the bathroom? It feels like that's what ends up happening, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I can chug water for streaming, I guess, if you all like it enough. Milkshake chug.
Oh, that'll
So
be a
we
hard
talked
one.
about Gridiron, the app. What is Gridiron like? The group, the people.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, let me better answer this. Um, okay, so the people, like group.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So the people of Gridiron are mainly junior devs, um, with one senior dev, I believe, which is Shashi, that are pretty much participating in this app to kind of grow and learn in a real like kind of like dev team like environment, maybe more like corporate too. It's not as strict, I think, as Shashi could make it, but it's definitely trying to replicate more of like how you would work in a real like job setting,
Mm,
which is pretty valuable. So just like collaborating, I think a lot of people have learned to communicate, and just like it's very different from working with your like just working on a project by yourself than like working with other people. Now you have like multiple people touching the same code base. So that's like an interesting experience. Getting code reviews, and yeah, everyone's really nice, really great. I think we all have a lot of fun, joking and messing with Sashi. um, and we all come from different backgrounds, all trying to improve our skills. A lot of them trying to get the first tech jobs, and yeah.
Yep, yeah. Shashi's saying no jokes allowed. Yeah, I think Gridiron's been really, really good for all of us. And I'm curious how do you feel? Obviously, you said it maybe not as serious like your main job, right? Or as strict. That's what you said, strict, right?
Yeah, I think it's just a different environment. We're not like the agency is more um, like client-based projects where it's sometimes very one-off. Um, it's a small team, so it's just me, one front end, and then one back end.
Wow.
And it's just kind of like go 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 kind of thing, like deadlines, trying to meet deadlines fast, and um, not really. There's not really a lot of code reviewing. So it's more just
Hmm.
like getting it done, getting it
Yeah.
to work, getting it delivered in time. So those are like the main requirements. So I I was there initially at the beginning of Gridiron,
Mm-hmm.
but then when I got the job, I kind of took a step back because I was trying to focus on the job and didn't have a lot of time. So as I was like a couple months into working, I was like, okay, well, I feel like I still lack a lot of like skills, and I still didn't really get a chance to work in a like a collaborative environment or experience a lot of like interviews. And I was kind of like lurking a bit on the GIS channels, so
Mm-hmm.
I think I reached out to Shashi again to kind of see if there's a chance to join back in and really like um kind of like learn to like work with other people. Um, and I also realized there's so much you can only learn by yourself. And so I wanted to learn from like everyone else, like, have people review my code, like tell me if I'm doing something bad or like like inefficient. I think those are the main things. So that's kind of why I came back too, and just really trying to learn. And I think this is like the best kind of like environment to learn. Like it's more focused on like learning and growing, like taking your time,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to like just like getting it done and like not really gaining anything from it. Um, so yeah,
It's cool to learn that you are like still able to learn and you're going to be applying maybe in future jobs or whatever, but you're still learning from Gridiron, which is why you looked to hop back into it. I think that's just a testament to show like what Shashi has built. I think,
yeah, that's like
yeah, I
yeah,
think it's great.
yeah. It's like Shashi. Like this is like I wish I wish I like had it in the beginning. Like I wish I could have like had a I don't know, like idea that I could learn, like the basics and then like jump into something like this and learn like how to work with other people and getting code reviews, like learning how to work in a actual like team and how what a
Mm,
real dev job would look like understanding like that's kind of how it would work. It's not for every single company or job. Like I'm sure there's like job like agencies aren't going to be like that. But like a lot of dev teams, I'm sure work like how we like work together. So I was telling Josh, like I really love the idea. Like I was telling him, love to have other people experience something like this too. And I feel like I think he talked about it. Like this was like kind of like a missing piece that a lot of boot camp and self-taught devs don't have, and it's just piece
yeah.
because yeah, it's not. There's not a lot of like projects like these that are like readily available for people to just jump in.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Um, Snoozing ads. Oh, I can't snooze ads. Sorry, you're gonna get them in a minute. Um, so you're a front end engineer here at Gridiron. What do you do at Gridiron? Obviously, we're on the same team, you and I.
Yes. So front end engineer. So we mainly build out the UI, implement the designs, write unit tests, um, and then work collaboratively when needed with like the functional team, backend team. Those are the main responsibilities.
Yeah, it's fun, and so it's a little bit different. Obviously, like we talked about, your job at the agency expands a little bit. The agency job is a little bit more get it done. The lack of testing, which I find interesting, but I also understand, right?
Yeah, because I feel like the sometimes testing I feel like takes longer than actually making the thing.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, and it is good, and I think for longer term projects, I want to go back and implement what I learned in Gridiron into like my actual work. So like making tests and like cleaning up a lot of the code base and like I look back at the code I wrote now, even now, just in the projects that we're not working, I'm like, what the heck was I doing here? Like
Yes.
this is not the good way to implement this. So which is good because that just shows like you grow if you can look back at your old code and like or like disgusted by what you did. um yeah.
Yeah, what was I going to say? I think you're right that testing, like for me, I it's definitely been the most challenging thing to learn, I think. And it does take more time. It's just in general definitely slows things down, but I also am taking what I'm learning and applying it to either previous or new projects, obviously. Maybe not I would love to write tests for everything I do because it's just good to learn, right? But it does slow down your shipping velocity. So while I'm not doing that in every single thing, I'm still at least like making use of TypeScript everywhere to get better at it, right? And taking
Hmm.
the coding practices that we're learning, and especially the strict or the higher expectations, I should say, that Shashi has given us. I think it's just making all of us better developers.
I agree. Yeah, because otherwise we'd just be like, oh yeah, looks good, push it out, and then um, it's actually not good.
Yeah,
um, what is what is Jason saying?
they're complaining about
Yeah,
the ads on Twitch. I mean, thank you for supporting me, but you can sign up. You can subscribe with Twitch Prime if you have your membership.
I'm reading his description of Shashi. He already writes on the clouds. He pickleballs with the grades. Talks like conferences this podcast.
He's perfect, but even Icarus flew too close to the sun. I love that.
How,
I love
how
that.
is how is Jason going to say that Shashi needs humbling, not praising, and then write this giant thing of praising?
Twitch Prime doesn't mean a thing if Twitch Prime doesn't cost a thing, I should say. If you have Prime, that is. Do you have a hard cutoff, by the way? I know we're over our 45 minutes.
Um,
I'm sure you're working today.
probably, yeah, I am. I'm good at like 11, probably hard cut off at like 11.
Okay, cool. All right. I want to shoot through a couple more questions, and then we could just shoot the shit. Um, I think actually two more questions.
All right.
Let's start with this one. Are there any other projects or technologies you're excited to explore in the tech realm?
Ooh. Let's see. So one I was trying to get better at was 3JS and like WebGL because you can do pretty cool like graphical stuff
Mm,
like it with it. I really want to try out Remix.
yes, same.
Yeah, try out Remix. I've been wanting to try out Spelt too for a while.
Me too.
Seemed like an interesting one. And then yeah, either like Angular or Vue, because I just know there's other popular frameworks that I just like, okay, like maybe I just want to see like why, like what's up, because I've just been using React and Next and haven't really got a chance to like explore other like frameworks yet.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree with everything you just said. Like they all sound interesting. I really want to try them all. Can I add Astro to your list of things to try?
I, yeah, I'd be down to try Astro. I've seen you hyping it up, so I'm actually kind of curious.
Yeah, I mean, like people. It's funny. I'm in another Discord, and people are like, "Oh, he's the Astro shill." I'm only the Astro shill because I genuinely believe in it. Like I enjoy um,
All right, she'll Astro to
React
me.
Next, but yeah,
Let
like
me.
I
I
just
actually don't know much about it, so
so so it's funny. Astro to me is like the perfect beginner's framework because it just makes more logical sense, and it made me way more comfortable with working in Next or other frameworks. So Astro ships. It's great for static content. It ships as little client side JavaScript as possible. So a lot of it is done on the
okay.
server, just like Next, right? But it's just done. The developer experience is unparalleled, in my opinion. Starting for the
Interesting.
CLI, just working with it. Um, a lot of the like Next seems to have a lot of gotchas, like where you really have to research it. Don't even get me started on caching with Next. Um, to talk to Dominic about that. Um, you shut up, Jason. Um, it's just I think the community around is just killer, and it was a joy to work with. And so when I built my latest portfolio, I said, "Hey, I want to learn Astro," because I kept trying to learn or work with React and Next, and it just wasn't going anywhere for me. And then I said, "Let me learn Astro. Let me use Tailwind, and I'm going to throw in a CMS for my blog." So I learned three new things building it,
Nice.
and once I did that, I was like, "Oh, cool! I can easily jump into James Quick Steals for Devs repo." And then like the difference was massive in my just understanding, but I never felt that confident when I was messing with the next prior because it's just felt like a bundled mess. So DX is like one of the biggest things I like about
Okay.
it. Yeah. Astro, get this man on your team. Yeah, I have been advocating for it. Astro boy.
Wait. So how long is Astro like really new, or has it been around?
It's been around. I feel like it started getting a
Okay.
lot of traction late last year. I think when they released Astro 3 and then 4. But it basically took, like, from what I'm seeing, and others have said this as well, it seems to be taking the best parts of Gatsby and modernizing and improving them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And they just
right.
released an experimental content layer API, which is just going to work better, even better with their whole what's the word I'm looking for? Like ecosystem surrounding your content on your site, whether it's blogs or whatever you do. I don't know. Give it a shot.
Okay.
Tell me how you like it. Tell me how you hate it. And they have a cute mascot. I mean, Houston is just adorable.
What is it? Sold. You did much better with this one than when I asked about Claude. You're like, it's better. You're like, whole like whole script going. Yeah, man. Where's anyone from Astro watching? Get
No,
Ryan
I'm
on
not
your
that
team.
popular now. I was featured on one of their things, so I'll take it. Um, Last question, so then I can let you go. And this is a little bit of a bigger one, but what are your near and long term goals?
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh man, that's a
surely you've
hard
thought
one.
about this on your own.
Like professional goals?
Uh, Personal and professional. Why not?
Personal and professional. Personal
If you
goals?
want to talk personal, if you want to keep it professional, keep it professional. I don't care.
Hmm. Um, get better at pickleball. I'm trying to get a 4.0 duper if Braden's still watching. Um,
Hell yeah.
uh, professional. I think just like I want to get more comfortable with like the things I've been using, so like TypeScript, like React, Next. Tailwind. I think I've been using it, but there's still so much of it that I don't really understand. Which is like kind of crazy because I've been using it for a while. And then obviously like exploring new ones. Um, long term, um, wait, how long term are we talking
I don't know, 2, 3, 5 years, whatever,
about?
whatever you think of,
I did.
whatever you thought about.
Okay. Well, I definitely want to get like I don't know at what point are you like okay, I'm no longer a junior dev, but I definitely want
Mm,
to get out of the junior dev phase. And I think like work on like more projects. I really want to build or participate in something that's like more like I guess more impactful, like more doing something that's like more with like a it doesn't even have to be for work. It might just be like a side project for like a social cause, maybe like more like a I think education is really important. So like more maybe like helping with free code camp or like free education or
mm.
maybe like doing something that's more like helping with the environment, just like causes that are kind of like doing good with technology.
I love that. Yeah.
Um, it's like a long term goal, kind of just giving back. I think I told Sachi this, just like at some point doing something like mentoring or helping out with Gridiron if it continues, or just like a project like this, like coming back
Hmm.
and be like helping him mentor other devs. I think like mentoring too, long term. Um, just kind of like giving back. It's kind of like Sashi. I think everyone feels the same way. Like we feel very grateful for him and like him and like Mike and everyone who's ever like kind of like helped you in your dev journey. And I feel like that just makes you want to like give back and do the same for like whoever's next coming up that is like new and wants to like break into tech and now like now they're you but like in the past like in the future.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and I think those are all really great goals and good points. I think, yeah, the giving back is something huge that I want to do as well. So I could definitely agree with that. And education, I actually went to school for music education and performance, so education itself is just important to me. So I think, however, we can improve that, and I don't want to say necessarily like I don't think tech is ever going to be easy to break into, but I do think the bar has gotten higher and higher, and
I agree.
especially since like 2018, it's kind of wild now. So
Mhm.
anything to help those people and help newcomers, yeah, I'm all for. And like you said, even like working with the climate and stuff like that, I think that's another like that's something that you align with. So even a future career could lead you that way, right? Or a future employer.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I feel like um I always look back to I'm like okay well where I thought I'd be in like when you're like in high school and they like where do you see yourself in 5 years, where do you see yourself in 10 years, you write those things. Never would imagine I'd be at here in like when I was 27.
Mm.
Um, so, but I feel like as you get older, maybe those like goals are a little more like realistic. Or you have a clear idea of which direction you're going. So
Yeah, yeah.
I do hope, yeah, I do hope I get somewhere along those lines of what I just said. But I'm also not opposed to like where life will take me.
Yeah.
In whatever direction that makes more sense. I'm sure like man, 5 years from now, 32, like from 32 will look very different. Um,
I hope so. I'm
but
going on 33, so you'll be right
yeah,
where
I
I'm at.
mean, yeah, different in a good way, obviously, but just like, yeah, it's just hard to like, um, imagine where you'll be because sometimes like even a year forward, I almost like, wow, a year from now, I didn't even think I was going to be at this point.
Hmm.
Um, and that's how crazy like things can change so fast. So, but yeah, I mean, here's hoping we're all in a good place in 5 years.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, awesome. Well, that's it for my quick lightning round. Anything else for the people before we sign off?
Um, no, I think have everyone has a good Friday weekend. Go play some pickleball. um, Astro, if you're watching, hire Ryan.
Please and thank you. I love the product. All right, the people I've got your X on there. Anywhere else you want people to follow you, connect with you?
Um, X is fine. LinkedIn. I think I have like a bento.me link on my Twitter or X anyway, so you can just click that and there's a bunch of other links. Yeah, X works.
Awesome.
I'm mainly on X anyways, or Twitter,
Yeah,
or
X
don't.
is probably like X Twitter. Yeah, I hate having to refer to it as X.
Yeah, I like how everyone still calls it Twitter because
Yep,
it's just like X is just kind of
exactly. Is
weird.
your bento like Shashi's? May is wondering. My sorry.
Wait, I didn't know Shashi had a bento. Honestly,
He
does.
just mentioned it. I'll link it real quick. He just
Yeah, let
said
me see
he
this.
he refreshed it.
Oh, I see it.
Hmm.
Let me see this. No, Shashi's is more cool. What are these talks? Actually, I really like the bento. Like,
Yeah, I like that too. I
yeah,
currently am using, I forget, I have to even check that it still works. Like a link dump thing, but you know,
yeah. I think I was using like bio.link or something for a
bio.link, that's
minute.
the one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that one.
Yeah, which I
Yeah,
like. There's nothing wrong with it, but bento is certainly more appealing. So,
I agree.
yeah. All right, cool. Hang out real quick, Jennifer, while I end the stream. I just want to say thank you and everything, but people
Okay.
go follow Jennifer. She's great. She's killing it, and I'm glad that you jumped on with me today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. Thanks
All
for
right, no
everyone who
problem.
tuned in too.
Yeah, definitely. We had a good crowd. Tomorrow, I will actually later today. I don't know if you're going to be there, Jen, but we'll be live with Shashi on his channel for the Gridiron stream. That's today
Okay.
at 4
Wait.
p.m. Central.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I should be able to make. Yeah, I'm making it later today.
Yep. So that'll be Shashi Who Codes, and then tomorrow morning, I think at let me double check the time. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., I'll be live with Karina, who is also a member of Gridiron, and we'll be doing a live accessibility audit and review of some of Gridiron. So that should be fun.
Yes, I would like to hear what
Cool beans.
hear what she has to say.
Yeah, yeah, me
Um.
too. She's gonna teach me some things, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Same here.
Oh, just before we head out, Elder Youth with the gift sub. Thank you very much. And that means Jason's got a sub. No more ads for Jason. Hype. And a follow from Yersha AX20. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. I got to let Jennifer get back to work, and I have another stream to jump into. So I will.